What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about white dwarfs. So in this video I'll talk about what are white dwarfs. So without talking more, let's get started, everyone. So what is a white dwarf? White dwarfs are stars that have died out. More specifically, main sequence stars that have died. So here's some more characteristics. As the main sequence star starts losing the hydrogen after billions of years, depending on its spectrum, they start to turn into a red giant. And as they turn into a red giant, they become very big. They swell up, they get red, their temperatures decrease. And once the temperatures start to increase as much, soon they will start fusing helium. And as they fuse helium, they will start shrinking down into a small clump. So as they lose helium, they eventually start swelling up again and then they start pulsating, the red giant. And after the red giant stops pulsating, they eventually shed all of its outer layers and turn into a planetary nebula, which will go away after a few million years. And then what's left? A white dwarf star. And these white dwarf stars last for hundreds of billions upon trillions of years as they start cooling down into a black dwarf. And so far, there have been no black dwarfs confirmed in our universe so far because of our universe's age of 13.8 billion years old. So that means the universe is too young for any black dwarfs to have formed. White dwarfs are still cooling down. So this white dwarf here is a DA spectrum white dwarf, and the DA stands for hydrogen white dwarfs, which are mostly hydrogen based. If you want to see more about spectrums of white dwarfs, leave a comment down below. If you want to see any video regarding for spectrums of white dwarfs, like I gave you the spectrums of stars, if you want to watch that, you can click over here. So white dwarfs, what happens if you go into one? So white dwarfs aren't that much compared to neutron stars. They are bigger and they're less massive. In fact, white dwarfs are slightly larger than the Earth, because this one's 21,000 kilometers, which is just like 1.5 times larger than the Earth. The mass is half of the sun, not half of the Earth, half of the sun. That means they are kind of dense, but not as dense compared to neutron stars. The luminosity is also very low because it's a very small star. Like, very small compared to other stars, but still big compared to neutron stars. You can see the gravity is about 67,000 Gs, which is a lot. And it's very dense, you know. White dwarfs are extremely dense, but not as dense as neutron stars. But they're dense enough to slightly warp space. And because of this, as you get closer, you can see space is starting to get blurry because of the warping of space. And as you get closer and closer, you can notice the white dwarf appears to have a blue color. This is because of the space getting warped. It also starts blue shifting everything around it. Like, if you go anywhere close to a neutron star or a black hole, you can notice space starts blue shifting because of blue shifting. And this white dwarf appears blue because the white dwarf is apparently being blue shifted because of this warping space. You can see this star looks like a square, and a lot of stars just look blurry. And then as you leave it, space comes back to normal again, you can see. This white dwarf is 7,000 Kelvin, but there are white dwarfs that goes colder than that up to 5,000 Kelvin and hotter up to 15,000 Kelvin. The colors range from a whitish yellow all the way to a slight bluish color. So anyways, if you see the number of planets is 9, don't worry about that. It's procedurally generated planets, so you're not going to expect me to make anything about these planets, considering they're procedural. They're not real planets orbiting this white dwarf. They're also cataloged as WD, followed by this number. So this is all I have to say about white dwarfs. If you want any more about white dwarfs, make sure to leave a comment down below. Anyways, like and subscribe for more space engine talks, and I'll see you again soon. Bye everyone, I'll see you later.